After watching so many videos on effective studying, productivity, and self-development, I found that they all suggested we work in one state, the flow state. The problem is a lot of these suggestions told us just to work in the flow state, but not how to actually do it. But through a lot of trial and error in medical school, I found two strategies that I find help me get into the flow state almost instantly, and I'll share them with you in the next 2 minutes. The first strategy is to always optimize for desirable difficulty. Video game companies capitalize on this phenomenon, and it's what makes gaming so addictive. You can imagine that if you were playing a game and you won every single round barely lifting a finger, it would get boring pretty quick. But on the other hand, if it was too hard and you kept losing again and again and again, you would get triggered and you wouldn't want to play. We can apply this idea to studying by aiming to have a level of desirable difficulty that will suck you into the flow state without you even having to try. Instead of doing something far too easy on your brain, like reading from a textbook or just writing down notes, try and up the difficulty to a desirable level by making it more difficult, for example by answering questions instead. If the work is too difficult, break it down into smaller bite-sized chunks so that you can decrease the level of difficulty. For example, in the mornings I have a lot more energy, so the difficulty that I can tolerate is much higher, and as a result I try to do things like my higher order learning in the morning. On the other hand, after a long day at uni or at work, I'm much more tired and the level of difficulty that I can tolerate is much lower. So as a result, I tone down the level of difficulty of the task that I'm doing, so I try to do things like flashcards or collecting keywords instead. Being able to monitor the level of energy I have and therefore match the difficulty of the task that I'm doing to it allows me to get sucked into the flow state almost instantly, regardless of what time of day it is. This leads me on to the second strategy, which is to generate curiosity. Let's say you're learning about pericarditis, a type of heart disease. Instead of jumping straight into the nitty-gritty details, try and find a reason to care about the topic as a whole. For example, one way that you can do this is through emotional anchoring, and you might find out that the celebrity Toni Braxton had pericarditis, which caused her to be admitted to the hospital. This is really important for getting into the flow state because when information has emotional relevance, it instantly becomes so much more interesting and easy to learn. Once you're in the flow state, it's important to be able to maintain your energy. So watch this video here to figure out how I take breaks during my study sessions.